Here is my new $100,000 portfolio that I am going to be using. And I am using this as a separate project, but I just wanted to upload this video and kind of give you a sense of if I had $100,000, how would I invest it? So I've already made these trades. It's part of a different project I'm working on. But look, here's a 100K portfolio that I just opened up, right? I put 100K in and I've opened a few positions. The first thing that I did was I sold Hims $45 put. I think Hims is an incredibly smart play. So if you have really any amount of money, then look, 10% of your money in Hims is a smart play in my opinion, because Hims has a very good business, and right now on the technical chart, Hims is actually pretty low. Like Hims had a high of like $63 here in the past 3 months, and it's been trending pretty sideways. You can see how the moving average is actually very stable. Funny enough, the moving average is very, very stable on Hims. However, the stock has recently taken a dip, and a pretty big dip at that. Now look, the Bollinger Band is also coming down, so this is a good opportunity to buy Hims, as we had kind of a low here. We try to kind of come up from that low, no, and then we're just kind of in this bearish pattern. Now, can this continue? Absolutely. This looks pretty bad, but I want to be early on the momentum pickup. I think we're going to get a pickup in Hims. Fundamentally, the business is strong. They have figured out the marketing equation, and the most important part of really any business is marketing. If a company can market, then they can acquire customers and then they can make money. Now, Hims has come down well under 50, which is like 51 is the moving average. And that is why the first position I opened up in this $100,000 portfolio is Hims. I sold a put. We can go to the total return. I just opened these positions like literally like 10 minutes ago. So Hims, I ended up selling a $45 put option. Essentially, it's a little bit under the current price of $46.69. At $45 per share, that's going to be a great entry. I'm slightly down on this position, which is totally okay. It's going to expire on 11/28. Now, Robinhood here, I have a position of the 148 covered call. Robinhood does have earnings, and I'm pretty bullish on earnings. I called it out on this channel that SoFi is going to perform very well, and SoFi had earnings, and the stock did pretty well. Let's just check out SoFi. I'm actually potentially going to make a trade here as well. SoFi looks like it had, obviously it had really, really good earnings. It did increase, and now it's coming down, which is actually a good opportunity to get in, because you can see here over the 5 days that we had a huge rise, right? Well, obviously we made a ton of money. We made hand over fist, bicep over tricep money, like completely. Uncle Henry got you, like literally we made money. But there's a little bit of a pullback now, which is a good opportunity, because you can see we're in a bullish trend, right? 5 days we're up 14%, like 14%, man, like, oh my goodness, that's so much money. That's crazy amounts of money in 5 days. 1 month has not been that much better, because almost all of the gains have just recently come from anticipation of earnings, right? So you can see some analysts are increasing their price targets as well as the earnings itself, right? So anticipation and earnings itself. So, I was pretty spot on, right on the money on what's going to happen, and I was early on it. So that's good. And now I think it's a pretty good opportunity. So SoFi is going to be something that I can actually trade right now as well. But just to wrap up with the Robinhood position, I think Robinhood's going to kind of follow suit. We're likely to get an increase in the price. Maybe it's going to be 150, right? I can't predict the future, right? I'm just a guy on the internet making videos. I'm not a financial advisor, nothing like that. So please be careful and do your own research. But for me, like Robinhood, pretty clear for me that I like the stock. It's, I think it's going to run to 150. That is my like base case. Not huge, right? Nothing like crazy, but if it runs up, then I can make pretty good money, like a couple of dollars on upside. Plus, I literally collected so much money. I collected so much money on the covered call, right? So I collected $1,100. And that is really, really massive, because $1,100 on 100 shares is like, I think it's like 8% or so. 1145 divided by 14,800, it's around 8%. Right, give or take. So that is a really huge return to make about 8%, give or take, in terms of premium. Now, obviously, that's not like fully yours, right? Like you still have to wait for this option to expire. Like on 11/28, the option will expire, and then that money is fully yours, right? So I've just collected the money in terms of premium, and now I'm waiting, right? $27 I have pretty much officially made if I were to close out this position right now. Now, let me show you the simulated return real quick, because this is essentially what's going to happen to a covered call. So right now, like we're here, and then as this option approaches expiration, it's going to increase in money. You can see it increases in money as long as the price is like below 148. Like literally, even if I wrote 147.99, then yeah, of course, like I'd be down a little bit right now, because approached my covered call price. So that's why this is showing like a loss. But still, at expiration, as long as it's out of the money, I am going to make $1,145. So absolutely crazy return and amazing return, right? So that's pretty much what I'm looking to do. And if I get called away, like I get called away, like that is fine. Like when I get into a covered call, that's completely okay. Now, the big trade that I did make was I did sell an Nvidia $195 put option. Nvidia has been on an absolute tear. Like it's over $5 trillion. It's obviously like the biggest company in the world, and I want to own it, but I don't feel super comfortable in buying Nvidia at like $210 per share, right? Like that's where it's sitting at right now. And that's why I ended up selling a put, because what I'm trying to show with this 100K portfolio is essentially if I want to grow a 100K portfolio, then I wouldn't like just fully jump into the market and just buy up stocks, because it's hard to time the market. Like it's hard to time the market. You can't, right? So what I did when I opened up this position was I decided that I'm essentially going to be selling a put option at 195. So I did my technical analysis and I determined 195 would be, well, first of all, you don't even have to be a genius. It's better. 195 is better than 210. So it's not a massive return, but I'm pretty happy with the overall return. So yeah, that's the position. Now, I was basically like the project that I'm doing, I was discussing how, and I gave some like tips, which is essentially like, if you have a bunch of cash, you don't even want to invest all of that cash in one day anyways. Like you don't want to invest all of it in one day. So I'm pretty much going to be like having some of this cash and continuing like the project and coaching that I'm working on with other coaches. So I'm going to keep this portfolio having some cash, because look, if you have $100,000, you wouldn't want to dump it all in one day. Right? What you would rather do is put like 20K, 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 and 20K over 5 weeks, or simply like me, because I just wanted to do some more actions and actually have trades for you to see in this video. I put in half my portfolio. So I still have buying power of 52,000, and I'm gonna buy some SoFi stock right now, because I do think that it's this pullback is a good opportunity. And post earnings, like the stock absolutely crushed. SoFi reported $961.6 million in terms of revenue. This is GAAP revenue, net revenue. That's up 38% year over year. That's absolutely insane. 905,000 net new members, and that is a complete record. So they're at 12.6 million members now, which is a 35% increase year over year. 1.4 million products on record to 18.6 million total now. So they grew by almost 1.5 million products adopted. In terms of like what I was looking for, which is like their financial services, that was up 76%. And again, like I am super bullish on SoFi. Lending segment did extremely well. GAAP net revenue was $493.4 million, and adjusted net revenue was $481.4 million. So like absolutely killed it in terms of like, I can't predict the future, but I kind of predicted it, right? Like kind of told you so on this one. And I've been covering SoFi for a long time, since it was like under $10 billion in valuation. Now we're at over 35. So what I'm looking at SoFi, like I still think we're going to do pretty well. And as I'm talking here, it's kind of like pulling back, but that's good, right? So I'm going to end up buying, I'm just going to buy some shares right now. So I'm going to buy 500 shares here. This would be about $15,000. So that's a 15% position. Let me actually go a little bit smaller, because I can always dollar cost average into it. 300 is perfect. So I'm going to end up just buying 300 shares. So you don't always have to do options. And this is like a new thing. I don't know what, complete your investor profile. Let me see if I don't have to do that. So let me review this trade and then continue. So let's see, they might make me do this. So what's your main goal with the money you're investing? So obviously like preserve, grow. So I'll just write grow. When do you plan to withdraw? Like, well, I'm not sure, but we'll just write 10 years or more. Which type of investment are you most comfortable with? Look, what's funny? I just put high risk, highest potential return. Please consult a professional on this type of stuff. I don't know if I'm even like legally allowed to like show this to you or whatever. I'm sure I am. This is just my personal stuff, my personal opinion. So please don't take this as any advice. Definitely consult a financial advisor, etc. But like, yeah, which type of investment are you most comfortable with? I'm going to put highest risk, highest potential return, even though I'm more after more so passive income. So all right, okay, so that's good. So that's clear. All right, so now let me go ahead and do that. I don't know why they asked me for that. That's weird. Okay, so I ended up buying 300 shares. Perfect. So now I have average price $30.98. Cool. I could sell covered calls, but I'm not going to do that. I think SoFi has a pretty high chance of like running up. So you don't always have to do covered calls. So that's what I was saying before, right? You don't always have to do covered calls. Now I have several positions in my portfolio. And for example, now I will have SoFi shares. So in case we get like a bull run, yeah, my hood is on a covered call right now, but SoFi will be able to run, which is like super nice. So I'm gonna let that run. Now that's pretty much it for this portfolio. I won't be making too many videos on this channel to continue this project, but I'm not sure. If this gets a lot of likes and subscribes, then I'll continue this. My goal is basically to turn this from like this amount to like a 7-figure amount. So I'll be doing that, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of that actually in my coaching program. So yeah, if you're interested in coaching and actually following this portfolio and like growing your wealth, then yeah, be more than happy to kind of give you more information on that. Just click the first link in the description and you will be able to learn about the structure and how I plan to continue to grow this. It's going to take some time. Like this is not going to happen in a week, in a month, or even like a year. It's going to take a long time to hit my goal. So yeah, I just wanted to share this video. I thought it'd be important to be transparent on some of the projects that I'm working on, and hope that you found this video valuable. And here's some of the positions that I opened up that you can also like look into. I think these are intelligent and wise positions to open up based on my opinion. So hopefully you enjoy this, and I'll catch you in the next one.